What's up guys, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be explaining why I think Ciryl Gane beats Jon Jones at UFC 285 in March this year. And yeah, I've got lots of reasons, so without further ado, let's just get into them. So obviously Jon Jones, he's had a long layoff. He hasn't fought in 3 years, and his last fight was against Dominic Reyes. And that fight aged badly. Okay, let's be honest, Jon Jones did not win that fight. Dominic Reyes won the first 3 rounds and John won the last two. So that's, those scorecards don't go his way, but he did manage to somehow win a robbery decision. And he knew he lost that fight. You can see in his interview. And then he announced he was going to go up to heavyweight shortly after. And he spent all this time preparing. And he was originally slated to fight in Gane, but that fell through, and Ngannou's left the company. He's no longer the champ, so Ciryl Gane's here to fight. And Ciryl Gane is my favourite heavyweight, and honestly, I think he can become the future heavyweight GOAT. I think he can surpass Stipe's legacy as long as he beats Jon Jones. I think he can easily beat anyone else in the division. I don't think there's any other challenges. I think Jon Jones is his biggest challenge, so if he can get through him, which I think he will, he can go on to get GOAT status. And yeah, I'm going to break it down. So first reason is Jon Jones himself is detrimental. For example, his 3 year layoff, right? 3 years of that's a lot of ring rust. That's never going to do you any good. He's probably going to be jittery in there. He's going to be fighting Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane's much bigger than any light heavyweight he ever fought. I think Dominic Reyes was the biggest guy Jon Jones ever fought, and he struggled in that fight. You could tell with the size, with a more similar reach, because Jon Jones, genetically very gifted for a light heavyweight. He's tall and lanky, and he's got really, really long arms for some reason. So he always had the reach advantage in his fight, so he could use that to his advantage. And when he's fighting people that have long arms, he struggles. Thiago Santos, I know his arms aren't as long, but they're longer than most of the other light heavyweights. He struggled, and obviously Dominic Reyes struggled a lot. So yeah, he struggles with long reach guys. Ciryl Gane's reach is only a little bit shorter than Jon Jones, and Ciryl Gane, he is the bigger guy just naturally, and that makes me believe that he will be stronger too. Because I think if you have to work yourself up to a weight, you're probably going to be less strong than somebody who just naturally sits at that weight. Even if they didn't work out or anything, they'd be about that weight just because they're a big person and they've got good genetics. And yeah, Ciryl Gane is huge. He is a big guy. I know he weighs in about 250, but he can probably pack on more muscle if he wants to. But for cardio's sake, he chooses not to, which is a good idea because against Jon Jones, you're going to want to have cardio, and that brings me on to, for example, this weight increase is kind of bad for Jones. Like, you look at his attributes that gave him such a advantage at light heavyweight. I've just mentioned his reach, but he has his height as well. There's a less of an effect now that people are the same height as him. His cardio is probably going to be worse. Like, the amount of lactic acid building up in his muscles now, they're much bigger. He didn't really have big arms. It's going to be a lot worse now. His arms are going to get sluggish. He's got much heavier arms, much heavier body. He's going to be slower. That's just a fact. There's no working around that. He can't do anything to prevent that. He's going to be slower. His kicks are going to be slower. His head movements will be going to be slower because of his shoulders. Just everything's going to be slower. And will he have more power? Yeah, probably. But he's slower, so it kind of negates the power effect. And his cardio is going to be worse as well, I imagine. You've got bigger muscles. You need more energy and more air to get in to help them muscles work. So I think we're going to see a gas Jones, really. I think by the third round, he's going to be looking, if, the fight's still going by the third round, he's going to be looking tired. And Ciryl Gane, he's pretty fresh. He's got really good cardio, especially for heavyweight. Got really good conditioning. So I think Jon Jones is going to have a bit of a gas tank problem in this fight, to be honest. And what else? Well, obviously, Ciryl Gane's striking is insane. And he is the best heavyweight striker of all time ever, in my opinion. I don't think you can really argue with that. I mean, people have said it before. He moves like a middleweight, and it's true. He's bouncing around. He never really stays flat-footed. He never puts his weight on his feet properly. He's always moving around. And if you look in the past, people who have good footwork, Jones struggles with. He's always beating guys convincingly who are bad, if you look at Daniel Cormier, right, his striking is not that high level. It's good. It's good, he's got power, but it's not high level, and it's very not like Ciryl Gane. And John Jones did well against him. Well, let's look. He's short. He has short reach, and he's kind of an ideal body type that Jones would go against. Ciryl Gane's basically the opposite of DC, and I'm not saying it's just because he's DC's opposite he's gonna win. The clinch game, right? Let's look at that. John Jones, he's good in the clinch, right? Knees, elbows. He can go for guillotine, stuff like that. Ciryl Gane's clinch game is so good. I think it's better than Jones's, to be honest. He's going to be mixing in things that Jones has never seen before. You've got them like reverse elbows from behind in the clinch. I've never seen that before Ciryl Gane fought. They're really cool and inventive, and Jones is going to struggle with them because it's going to be something completely new to him, and I don't think anyone can throw them like Ciryl does. He's got insane clinch work from his Muay Thai background. Gane's got big knees, and I think he's more athletic than Jones at this weight. Gane can jump really high, he can land big knees, and he's got big legs as well, so they're heavy, so when it hits you, proper hurts. And that's going to obviously gas Jones out, especially with his more like flabby, muscly body, because he used to be very, very skinny, John Bones Jones. But all these things work against him, and he's basically given up all the advantages he had at light heavyweight to fight the best heavyweight. And I know he lost to Ngannou, right? But he didn't actually lose. That was a robbery. Okay, he won round 5. He won the first 2 rounds as well. So there's a 3-2 scorecard. But the judges gave the final round to Ngannou, even though he did nothing. But that's just the way it is. Ngannou, he'll never fight Ngannou again, obviously, because he's not in the UFC. But he is the best heavyweight on the planet. And in March, he's going to school him. He's got better head kicks and stuff like that, especially at heavyweight. I can imagine Jones's head kicks are really sluggish. And everyone says, well, what about the wrestling? Well, yeah, but John Jones's wrestling is overrated. And I know people say it's good, but look at him against Dominic Reyes, right? Dominic Reyes' wrestling isn't that good, and he still stuffed 90% of Jones's takedowns, They were all really obvious and slow, and that's a light heavyweight, so I can only imagine it's going to be worse, especially when taking down Ciryl Gane is hard. He's a big guy, he's got big legs, so it's going to be hard for Jones to get that double leg. And then obviously I doubt the clinch takedowns are going to work. Ciryl Gane's clinch is so high level, can't see that happening. Jones is going to get punished if he does that. The striking advantage, just pure striking, Cyryl's much more technical. John Jones's head movement is super weird sometimes. I think his head movement is really dangerous. Like I think he can almost move into a shot sometimes. And Ciryl Gane's going to capitalise on that. Mark my words, I expect to see in this fight, Jones is going to try and avoid a punch and like throw himself into a counter punch that Cyryl's anticipated the poor head movement off him. And Gane's wrestling isn't actually that bad, and it's only got better. The reason he looks so poor against Ngannou in the wrestling department is because the last thing he expected, just like anyone to be honest, was Ngannou to wrestle. But I mean, fair play to Ngannou, he really outplayed Gane there, so I'll give him that. But Gane's been training with Dagestani wrestlers, I'm pretty sure, so there's no one else better to improve your wrestling. And if Jones can hardly take down Dominic Reyes, and when he did take him down, Dominic Reyes got right back up. Okay, he didn't even find it that difficult. Jones struggled to keep Dominic Reyes down, which is just not a good look. And if Dominic Reyes can get up and he kind of just uses his strength, Ciryl Gane is a lot stronger than Dominic Reyes. Okay, Dominic Reyes isn't actually that strong, not even for a light heavyweight. There's a lot of stronger light heavyweights like Yuri, for example. Probably even Jamal Hill, to be honest. But Ciryl Gane's a big dude, and there's no way Jones is going to be able to hold him down like that. And front kicks too, going to gas the body. He's going to wing the leg kick game. Jones still has skinny legs. May as well kick away at them while you can. Just get the threat of the legs there. And you know what? Ciryl should probably shoot. He may as well. Jones is rarely on the bottom, and I think it'd be good for Ciryl to take him down, and that could also benefit him psychologically. But those are just the reasons why I think Ciryl Gane's going to win this fight. I'm going to be saying it's going to be a bit of a striking battle, but Gane's going to win. He's going to do more damage to Jones, chew up the leg, keep the body with his signature front kicks. his sidekicks, and landed his amazing jab on him. He's got one of the best jabs in the UFC. Jones isn't gonna like that. He's gonna clinch. He's gonna get outstruck in the clinch, panic, shoot. If he gets a takedown, Ciryl Gane's gonna get up, I think. But if not, I think Gane is just gonna keep on piecing him up, and I think he gets it done in 3 rounds. To be honest, I think Jones is gonna be in for a shock come March, and he's older now as well. And I've seen all these people on social media saying, rule number 1 of MMA: don't bet against John Jones. That isn't a first of all, that's not a rule. Okay, that's cringe. And John Jones in his last 2 fights looked so beatable that you can't say that anymore. Maybe like 6 years ago, yeah, when the light heavyweight division wasn't very high skill, but this is heavyweight, bigger guys, and when it comes to Ciryl Gane, higher skilled guys in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna say Ciryl Gane within 3 rounds, TKO from standing. He's gonna clip him, hurt him. Jones is gonna go on the retreat. He's gonna maybe get fall to the ground after more strikes, and Ciryl Gane's gonna get on top of him and finish him with some ground and pound. And it's gonna be a referee stoppage within. I'm gonna say within 3 rounds. I think he's gonna get the job done. But you know what? I wouldn't rule off a late finish. Gane's got the cardio. Or a decision. He's good at outpointing people and winning scorecards. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't agree with me, leave a comment and tell me why you think Jones is gonna win, or maybe just something else entirely. So yeah, I've got a link to my latest video. I'll put that here. It's my predictions for this weekend's fights. Derek Lewis versus Sergey Spivak. And leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And yeah, see ya.